to another episode of Newbie's Guide to Abridging. Today I'm going to be teaching you about ripping the DVDs to prepare for your video editing. Now, sure, you could probably illegally download them, but if you do that, you're going to have to settle for lower quality, and nobody really wants that, now do they? For this, you're going to need the DVDs, a DVD drive, of course, a DVD decryptor, a virtual dub mod, and a very large hard drive. Ripping a single episode of anime can take up as much as 30 or 40 gigabytes of hard drive space. If you absolutely cannot work with those file sizes, this tutorial is not going to help you that much. So what you're going to need to do is go out and buy a DVD ripper which will compress the file sizes for you, and it's going to lower the quality significantly, but at least you got something.
Alright, first things first, you're going to want to set everything up so it's easier every time you go back in. First thing you want to do is you want to go into Mode and choose IFO. Then you want to go into Tools, Settings, and go to IFO mode. On startup, I would select all of these. Select main movie PGC, so it will select your movie, or rather your episodes, rather than the extras, or so you won't have to go through them all. Choose to enable stream processing, so you can decide exactly what it is you're going to rip, and uncheck suspect cells, so you don't, I think it's so you don't get any bad files on the DVD or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I've never had a problem leaving this checked. File splitting, I choose by chapter, because I like to edit by chapter. But you can choose whatever you want, whatever's most comfortable for you. I wouldn't bother with any of these file sizes because they're insignificant at the moment. Then you want to go into sounds and change the sound effects because, oh my god, the default sounds are loud and obnoxious. So click on this little browse button here and go through your sound effects folder, pick something you like. I've already done this. And you get to preview them here. Yay. When you're done, click OK. Or if you want, you can go through all the other tabs and tweak them any way you want. After that, you want to actually uncheck the episodes that you're going to rip. To find out which chapter's which, you might want to go into, say, Windows Media Player or whatever, and find out through that. And then once you've unchecked them all, right-click, invert selection, and you've got your episode ready to rip. But you can also go into stream processing here and choose exactly which track you want to keep and which you want to get rid of. If you want to keep them all, that's fine too. When you go into converting them into AVI, because these are going to be VOB files, you'll be getting rid of at least one of these audio tracks and, of course, the subtitle track. Once you've made your decision, click on this little icon here to browse for a folder that you want to dump the files into. I'll choose the desktop for now. Click OK, and click this button to decrypt. The time will vary depending on your computer speed and your DVD drive speed. Once you finish that, you can open up Virtual Dub Mod and drag your first file into it. Now you see you got two windows here. The first window is your original footage. The second window is the footage after you add any effects to it. And you will be adding effects because DVD footage is interlaced, and interlaced is very, very ugly. So what you want to do is you want to go into Video, Filters, Add, Deinterlace. Choose any one of these you want. I usually choose Blend Fields Together. Click OK. And then after that, go to File, Save As, give it a name. I'll just call it Track 2 for now. Go into Video Mode, make sure you select Full Processing Mode. Make sure the compression is uncompressed RGB. If it's not, click Change and find it on here. Click OK. And save. This can take a while depending on the speed of your computer, but to speed it up, you can always uncheck one or both of these and change the thread processing priority. Now let me explain real quick why you want to use uncompressed footage rather than compressed footage. Well, with uncompressed footage, it's much faster, the footage is much cleaner and sharper, and it's just easier to work with. With compressed footage, it sometimes takes a while for your video editor to load each individual frame, and sometimes it comes out pixelated, or the color's been distorted or something through the compression, or whatever it could be. So what you definitely want to go with is uncompressed footage. Now there's also the option of lossless compression, which is just as clean as compressed footage. The only problem with lossless compression is it still loads each individual frame. How long it takes to load each individual frame will again vary depending on your computer. And of course, once you finish rendering the first chapter in Virtual Dub Mod, you will wash, rinse, repeat with the other chapters.
And that's it for this episode of Newbie's Guide to Abridging. If there's anything you want to see in the future, let me know in the comments section or send me a PM. If you know a better way of ripping DVDs, or you know how to do it with one of the paid programs, feel free to leave a comment or post a video response. If I find a better way, I'll post an update video. And of course, be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, and tell all your friends.